Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out something called Ridiculous Glitching. This is one that was recommended to me by a friend, my friend Alex, who has a YouTube channel, youtube.com/tangentslp, who I'll have a link to in the description. A very interesting game today. This one is from a combination of both the Candy Jam and the Flappy Jam. It was supposed to be entered in possibly one or both of them, but ended up being a little bit more work than I think the developer had intended originally, and I think if my information is correct, it may have missed both of them. Regardless, it's still a very cool thing. This is by developer Firepunchd, by the way. I don't think I said that so far. But what we're going to be doing today is trying to collect some cherries in a ridiculously glitched world, and of course, probably the title you could tell already, making reference to ridiculous fishing. Might as well be referential, right? So we're going to play as a Pac-Man trying to collect cherries in a world of crazy glitching, and the game is very seizure-ific. This is another big seizure warning, so if you have any trouble with that, you probably want to avoid this video. Probably not going to be a super long video, because honestly, this game is incredibly difficult, but why don't we get into a run? Just so you know, I will be just playing one player, but it looks like you can actually support up to 4. And I'm going to be using my 360 controller because it's natively supported. It's a Unity game, so I started it up, and it very quickly just worked. And I also have to say I really appreciate the glitch aesthetic to this and how it is very much like the old-school NES-style glitch aesthetic, where it's essentially grabbing little bits and fragments of characters and throwing them haphazardly at the screen. So let's jump into things. We're going to press W to join, and then we're going to press space to start. The whole screen turns sideways, the RGB starts to shift apart, and we have entered a world where the Pac-Man ghosts have mustaches and the cherries float in space, apparently. And we'll be navigating around the paywalls, you can see. The paywalls are slowly approaching. So we didn't do very good there on our first try. 2 cherries, in fact. And it is very difficult to try and navigate this maze, because essentially what's going to be happening here is we can only sort of get a certain amount of trajectory. It's not like we have a great amount of control over our Pac-Man character. We get 1 charge upward in the air for each time we press that, and if we get the angle a little bit wrong, it's going to kind of mess you up for a bunch of jumps in a row. So you've got to kind of hope that everything lines up properly, and then you just have to have a little bit of luck going in your favor, because these platforms do come in at a rather random set or interval. And there we go, we've picked up some sort of rainbow object that makes the music get a little bit more intense. Oh god, I've found a gumball machine which makes the sound screech at me and everything turn sideways. It's very difficult to understand what's going on sometimes, but I really do appreciate that, and I think it is very cool to look at. I really like the aesthetics here. It's very clear to say, stay out of the glitch. I mean, as if it wasn't fairly self-evident by the first time you lose, right? Oh, you know what those are? Those are your power pills, I suppose. So whenever I pick those up, I'm going to be able to eat all of the ghosts. So ROM failure imminent, that's going to reverse gravity, and now I need to actually go in the opposite direction, picking up cherries. Oh, I hit that ghost with the mustache there. That's going to happen occasionally. It does look like it also grabs a leaderboard ranking for you, too, when you finish a run. I've been rather impatient when I finish because my tendency is just to jump straight back into things. I guess that's sort of typical for me. I don't know what that means when I get that, if that's good or bad or indifferent, but it just makes the game, like, way harder to play. So I should probably avoid the gumball machine. Who knows what treats and tricks could be in there. And if I could maybe eat some of these, oh, okay, it's only the backwards bird-looking characters that I think I can eat, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to be a reference straight to Flappy Bird. They look very similar. Yeah, okay, can't go that high. So it's not only is it the glitched edges, but it's also the ghosts and various other things that show up, like the paywalls and whatever other objects might be there. There's a lot of things to keep track of, but at the same time, it's extremely addictive. It's one of those games that has that pick-up-and-play appeal where you only need to play it for a split second to know what you're supposed to do. And once you kind of get past being able to understand what's going on in front of you, then, you know, the game becomes rather simplistic. You know, bounce in place, try not to hit into the stuff, and see how far you can make it. I mean, that is the goal, of course. And very good music as well. I haven't really mentioned that so far. The music is outstanding. It certainly keeps you going forward. And I've done it again. I didn't mean to hit into that. The gumball machine is basically like a death sentence. I would love to see what this looks like having 4 people playing it at the same time. In fact, I would even probably endeavor to try and play this 4-player myself just to see what that looks like. Uh-oh. Wow, I think I actually... Oh, I thought I escaped certain death that time. It didn't quite work out. It says current local high score 13, and then global player rank always seems to say 203, so I'm not sure if maybe the server doesn't quite work there, or what's going on. And occasionally things just tend to switch colors, which is fine. I mean, that's not a big deal, except for when you get the power pill thing, it seems like things also switch colors there. So it might be a little bit unintuitive if you're not sure which way things are going, but I'm probably also missing something. Oh, well, the music intensifies, so you're probably pretty likely to tell what's going on. Now I've done it. Oh, it only stayed glitched out for a second. Warning, ROM failure imminent. I have a pretty good amount of cherries going on right now. Oh my god, I always slammed right into those freaking ghosts. That's a new local high score, though. I've reached 17 cherries. New global ranking of 203 again. But this is, again, like I said, this isn't going to be a very long video. There isn't a whole ton to show here, but I just thought this was a rather exceptional and noteworthy entry into one of those essentially very addictive arcade-style games that I do like to feature on the channel occasionally, and I really do enjoy when things are this chaotic and wild. For anybody that enjoys things that are similar to this, any of these seizurific games that I tend to cover on the channel, I think you'll probably get a good degree of pleasure from looking at this aesthetic alone. But then the game actually tends to hook you pretty quickly as well, so, you know, it's got the best of both worlds in that respect. Good aesthetics, sweet music, a pretty simple, easy, accessible premise, and a very highly replayable scenario. So, you know, if the online leaderboards start going, I'm not sure, maybe they are going, I'm just misunderstanding how they're used. But I could easily see this being a game that I could get a little bit competitive with, just because I'm already feeling that way, and I don't even really have a good reason. It says I need to get 3, or is that me just making stuff up? I don't know. 21, there's a new high score. So I guess I should go out on a high note. Yeah, global ranking 203. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, guys. This is Ridiculous Glitching. Go check it out. Link's going to be in the description. Please do let me know your high scores, of course, and what you think about it in general. Hopefully nobody here with any epilepsy stuck through the whole thing. I imagine that was a little bit tricky to watch. But, you know, gotta give them credit where credit's due. They did a good job replicating that kind of an idea. So that is going to do it for another day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, check out all my other social media links as well as the game itself in the links in the description. You can check out my Twitter, my Facebook, my Twitch page where I stream, and of course indie-impressions.com for more in the series, nearing 700 episodes consecutively uploaded to this channel. So if you want to support the channel, please do consider leaving a like if you enjoyed the video, and do come back again tomorrow for a new indie game every single day. So I will see you back for tomorrow's episode, and I hope you have a lovely night. Talk to you later.